I start in 3, 2, 1. Money makes the world go round. Your inter-science teachers lied to you. You see, money fuels that trip to London on vacation. Money fuels the textbooks you want for school. Money fuels the food you eat in the morning. Money fuels the bed sheets that you use to cover yourselves at night. But then for a lot of us, our worlds are stationary because we lack the fuel to propel our dreams to the next level. And so, an example of these dreams is a dream to go to university. So I'll play a little game with you. How many of you want to go to university? Show by raise of hands. For those of us in the teachers, that's quite a number. You're already out of university. How many of you are already in university and are finding it hard? That's also quite a number. The rest of you are hiding, is fine. See, that's the thing. Ghanaian students aspire to attend university, at least 9 out of 10. But many of us don't know about the financial requirements. Many of us lack the discipline and mental fortitude to actually follow through with this plan to get to uni. And many of us do not have the adequate planning to prepare for uni. And so it whacks us in the face and everywhere starts to blare. But then we are the solution to this particular ailment. Introducing to you the cornerstone plan. In this scenario, we are providing you with a budgeted, user-friendly solution that makes sure that at every single stage of the way, you have vivid academic goals for your chosen field of study. You ensure that you have a detailed course breakdown of university education. And last but not least, to ensure that your world can still keep going round, we have a personal funding scheme that can support your university finances every step of the way. And so talk about the first phase of a construction project to construct your dreams and make them a reality is Joshua.
Thank you very much, Kafui. Let's go on to the academic pathway. So, looking at we chose University of Ghana Legon Business School, and then our preferred course of study is business administration. For this reason, why? Because it equips the individual with the knowledge in management, finance, marketing, and entrepreneurship, such as the financial literacy challenge is already inculcating in us for leadership roles in the world. Admission requirements and qualifications. Although this is our goal, we have to be very realistic and very practical. We have to know the admission requirements. So for business administration, we have at least 3 credit passes in 3 core subjects, that is English language and common mathematics. Those 2 are compulsory with science or social studies. Then we have credit passes in 3 electives, that is business management, financial accounting, elective mathematics. Meet our cutoff point and set by the university. Now we look at the study implementation timeline. I remember my first day in PRESEC. When I stepped into that school, I asked myself, how am I going to make it? How am I going to possibly achieve what my parents already want me to do and what I want to do for myself? So we start with SHS1, foundation stage. We build strong academics for and adjust to SHS life. We focus on understanding core subjects, begin elective subjects such as economics and financial accounting as they will form our basis for business administration. We focus on development of effective study habits. We also identify strengths and weaknesses. Now, all of us are human beings. We all not have the same strengths and weaknesses. Some may be more strength in their electives, some may be more strength in their course. So then, after this identification, we join academic or business-related clubs, such as the Young Investors Network, IAN, for example. Then, in SHS2, we continue development stage, strengthen performance and improve grades, deepen understanding of all subjects, especially business-inclined electives, specifically economics, financial accounting, and business management. Past questions practice in preparation towards our WASI, because we know that our cutoff point is centered on our WASI, and as such, we need to be able to pass our WASI and meet up those cutoff points. So we begin during this stage as well, we consider University of Ghana admission requirements, business administration program expectations, and participate in competitions and quizzes, such as the financial literacy challenge. In SHS3 final year, we consider and excel in our WASI and meet our university cutoff points. Intensive revision of all our subjects. We create a personal study timetable. We focus on all our weak areas. We solve multiple past questions. And then manage our time effectively, focusing on our key issues so that we're able to meet our cutoff requirements. Now, for the post-WASI period, that's after repeating our WASI, we consider preparing for university admission and self-development. Apply for University of Ghana via online application, select Bachelor of Science in Business Administration as first choice, take short courses such as digital skills, freelancing, video editing to further, or because we understand that we are not going to meet our finances all by ourselves. So at least if we're able to help our parents through our side hustles and our entrepreneurship, through our video editing and digital skills that we learn after WASI, we are able to meet those preliminary expenses. We start with small income activities and we read business books or follow modern trends in business and finance to better understand the task ahead of us. We move on to the admission and transition stage, where we secure admission and prepare for university life. We check admission status regularly. We accept admission offer once received. Pay required fees before deadlines and attend orientation and complete registration. Finally, we are in university, year one begins. We register courses early. We attend lectures consistently because we have a goal. We have a future we have to achieve. Yes. We begin building networks with friends, lecturers, and mentors, and we stay focused on long-term academic and career goals. Now we move on to the financial plan. What are the costs involved? How do you actually expect us to meet those costs? And with that, I will take our
Okay, so good afternoon. So I'm here to give you the financial plan, which is an overview of the university cost that is year by year. So here we have a table taking into account your tuition academic fees, accommodation, which is your housing. Some people may go through hostels, some may come from their homes. And then we have feeding, which are the living expenses, transportation, books and academic materials, and then laptop and technology needs. And so for tuition and academic fees, the cost per month is $4,750. Accommodation, which is university halls or private hostels, which are optional, will be $6,000. Feeding or living expenses, annual living expenses of 9 months, which is the trimester, which is $6,750. And then transportation annual of 9 months is 2,700 Ghana cedis. We have your book and academic materials, which are printing, handouts, textbooks, and pamphlets, amounting to 3,200 Ghana cedis, and laptop and technology needs, one-time laptop needs, and an annual internet on an average of 5,200 Ghana cedis. Moving on. Continuing, we have a miscellaneous and personal expenses, which are clothing and personal care, medical and emergencies, and social and activities amounting to 2,000 Ghana cedis. And then we have a total yearly cost of 30,600 Ghana cedis. So we move on to the grand total for the 4-year course. So we have our tuition academic fees, 17,350, accommodation amounting to 24,000, feeding 27,000, transportation 10,800, books and materials 3,200, technology 8,800, and the general expenses of 8,000, amounting to 99,150 over a span of 4 years in the university. Now we move on to the personal financial strategy.
All right, that was actually a lot of costs, but let's actually look at the financial strategy. These go further to incorporate various avenues and income flows through which funding for university education can be made possible. Utilizing these various income streams helps ensure that risk factors pertaining to those streams are efficiently mitigated and our goal of successfully completing our university education is achieved. Remember, we are not just gaining admission, we are completing successfully. So we move on to our total yearly revenue, which is, we project it to be 25,000 cedis. We allocate 40% to our parental support, savings of 5,000, that is 20%, our entrepreneurship and side hustle, which will be about 3,750, and scholarships, which will be around 6,250. So we move on to a detailed understanding and breakdown of each individual revenue stream. So parental and guardian support. Parents are to provide for tuition fees as it is their main responsibility. Partial accommodation costs if possible. So tuition support from our cost analysis from Cal, it says 17,250 and partial accommodation 10,000. We move on to side hustles and entrepreneurships, planned activities, online retail selling, clothes, accessories, others with campus promotion, offering basic services such as our video editing, graphic designing skills we learned in the post-WASI period so that we're able to benefit ourselves, we knowing that the cost that we are about to incur will be substantial. But if we can support our parents through our own personal endeavors, we can make it. Then we move on to our strategy. That is start up with small capital, about 500,000 cedis. We plow back profits to grow steadily, and then we balance work academic schedule. The estimated annual contribution should be 3,750. That's year on year. Then move on to the personal savings or self-contribution, sources of savings. Monthly allowances from parents or guardians, gifts received during special occasions, birthdays or holidays, small earnings from vacation jobs or part-time employment. Strategy: we save 200 per month during SHS and post-WASI. This means from SHS 1 all the way to SHS 3, our target is 200 per month. And with that, I think it's very, very possible. All right. Then we move on to saving at least 60% of all monetary gifts received. Engaging in vacation work during long holidays, because we cannot be idle about when we know the plan and the tax ahead of us. So when we look at the sources, yearly savings, that's 200 times 12, that gives you 2,400. Gifts and small earnings, we estimate it is not a likely number, but then we know that anything can happen, so we provide for anything. And as such, we will see later on in our risk management that even though this is our estimate, there are possible steps that can use to implement this investment. So then we look at scholarships and bursaries. We target opportunities such as the Ghana Education Fund, the Student Loan Trust Fund already present in Legon, Scholarship Secretariat, and our strategy will be maintain strong academic performance, target first class, second class upper, apply for scholarships every academic year, prepare strong application documents, personal documents, and recommendations. Estimated annual contribution would be about 6,250. Looking at all this, in all, this integrated financial strategy should be able to, if not fully, substantially cover a large portion of the cost. But we cannot just do this on our own. We need budgeting and a money management plan. So we have to understand that success comes with sacrifice. And with those sacrifices, we need to efficiently and effectively allocate our resources and our money that's given to us. So we look at the budget and money plan, source of income, parental support, that's about 800 cedis. This is month on month. Side hustle income, 500. Savings withdrawal, planned use, that is 200. And total monthly income, that is 1,500. Now, we also understand that there are a lot of expenses in university, don't get me wrong. But we need to make a clear distinction between needs and wants. So our needs are always prioritized first because those are the things we cannot live without. We look at feeding, transportation, academic expenses, internet data, personal care, savings, which is actually a future need because it will lead to in future investments and future returns for us. Entertainment and social, which is a want, so we try and limit those as much as possible. And miscellaneous expenses because we cannot be sure of any eventuality that will occur in the future. All this will lead to about total expense of about 1,500. So then, if we look at the total annual budget, all this combines to about 24,200. That is our annual budget for each year. But of course, all of this cannot actually take place without an efficient risk management strategy. So,
all right, PRESEC, you have 1 minute to go.
We incorporate both financial tracking methods and together with contingency plans in case anything goes south. We maintain daily expense records. We use mobile apps like Monify and Money Manager to track our expenses. We instantly record of expenses. We categorize spending to feeding and transport, etc. Contingency plan. We maintain an emergency fund at least 500 to 1,000. Reduce non-essential expenses during financial stability. Invest in money markets and short-term securities, and seek temporary support from family members. Come free to close us.
So in the same way a farmer grows maize and sees its reap benefits over time, we sow seeds of financial prudence and grow benefits for ourselves. So before we leave, we want you to remember that we are making your world better by providing you with a simple financial budget that can take you through the entirety of university. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to fix your life. And you are welcome, before you say thank you, for us fixing everything. That's everything for now. This has been Team Cornerstone. Bye.
All right. Thank you. A round of applause.